Welcome back. It's me, Lou. So today is May 22nd, 2022. It's almost 11:30 p.m. I'm about to go to bed because I have work in the morning, but I really wanted to shoot this video before I hit the hay and just kind of showcase one of the custom action figures I was working on today. So we're going to talk about this guy right here. I made a custom Cobra Commander, the Enemy Leader. It falls in line with the G.I. Joe Classified series. And we're going to discuss this, why I made it, and what makes it a little bit different than the stock Classified series action figure. Alright, so first off, let's talk about the first release of the G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Commander, which is this guy right here. So this figure came out, I believe, back in maybe like March or April of 2020. So it's kind of crazy. I think it's like 2 years old already. Is there a copyright date? Yeah, this came out in 2020, and it's crazy that this line is already 2 years old. This was a figure they released multiple times. This was the first release. There was two exclusives. There was one exclusive where the colors is like a much brighter blue with a lot of yellow. It was almost like, I guess, maybe it was kind of I'm not sure if it was inspired by the comic book or the cartoon, but the color scheme is a lot more livelier, a lot more animated. And then there was another Cobra Commander, which I think was an exclusive also, and that one was in his same mold but black uniform with red trim, and I believe that one had a much longer cape, and he came with gold weapons, and he also came with the trademark Cobra Commander like sci-fi looking pistol. So this was the general retail release of Cobra Commander. It's a great figure. I like it a lot. But my big issue with this figure is that it's a version of Cobra Commander that it looks great, but he looks like this is like his formal attire. This looks like the kind of thing he'd wear maybe to like a ceremony or like a banquet or a coronation or something. He has the cape behind him. It's much more of a dress uniform. This isn't necessarily like a battle ready battlefield kind of like fatigues. This is much more formal. He has his crazy sword. He has his flintlock pistol, and it's a great look for him. But for me, I kind of wanted something that looked a little bit more battle ready, and I wasn't too keen on this design of the helmet. Like Cobra Commander's had different looks, throughout the years. He's had the hood, he's had the metal faceplate like this one. He had the armored version. And this looks cool, but I just have a problem with the helmet, especially like how it goes over the cheeks like that. And, so for me it was kind of like, maybe I could take this figure and do something with the head and modify it so it's something that I'd like. But at the same time, I'm like, let's just go all in and let's just create a new figure altogether. So then I'm like, okay, let's do that. And the end result was this guy right here. This is my custom Cobra Commander, the Enemy Leader. And the first thing I did was I changed the helmet. As you can see, I wanted to go for a look that was much more reminiscent of his helmet during the 80s. And I got the helmet actually off of the standard Cobra Trooper. This guy right here. So the cool thing is with my figure right here is you could take this helmet off, and if you want, you could put the new one on. So if you want a much more modern looking Cobra Commander, you could give him his new helmet. And this old helmet here, or it's not necessarily an old helmet, but this is the helmet that came stock with the Cobra Trooper and the infantry guy. Once you get the helmet on, it really embodies that iconic trademark look of the Cobra Trooper. But I like the shape of this dome a lot. So for me, it's kind of like you take this off and you put it on Cobra Commander's head, and it's surprisingly like a perfect fit. You know, I didn't have to modify the head at all. I didn't have to modify the helmet at all. It perfectly fits over his head. And the nice thing is, towards the front of his visor, there's like a dip. And right here where the front of the helmet is, it just perfectly just falls into place. And it seems like it was this, the helmet seems like it was just made for each other. You know, you look from a side profile view and it looks like Cobra Commander. You know, this is the Cobra Commander I like. You know, this is kind of like more so like the head I remember during the 80s. So, okay, so once I solved the dilemma of, you know, what his helmet was going to look like, what was I going to do about the body? So the body here, from the waist up to the neck, is actually the body of the infantry trooper here. The only thing is I took off the tactical vest. And the way I did that is I submerged the figure in like super hot water, and it softened up all the plastic. I removed the legs. I removed the arms from the bicep, and then since this was in such hot water, the vest became very, very pliable, and I was able to just like kind of like stretch it off and just pull it downward. And since the legs were gone, it came off really easy. And that left me with the bare body, which was this guy right here. So with my Cobra Commander, I kind of wanted to really make the figure my own, and I just didn't want to simply just, you know, use this body complete. You know, I wanted to change this body a little. So I went ahead and I took the legs off of the Cobra Commander figure because it has that red stripe running down the leg. And it makes the figure look a little bit more regal. The hint of red kind of gives it much more of like an authority presence. You know, like he's actually like somewhat of importance. So I took the old Cobra Commander legs and swapped them out. I took these off, and I put the Cobra Commander legs on here. Likewise, this guy has the armored bracers on his forearms, and I really liked Cobra Commander's bracers on his arms because they're very specific to this character. You know, it has the silver trim and it has the Cobra emblem on the side. So for me, it's kind of like I want to take that forearm and put it on the infantry trooper body. And then I did that there. So he has Cobra Commander's legs, the Cobra Trooper body, the forearms Cobra Commander, the face is Cobra Commander, the helmet is the infantry trooper. And then I really like the old school G.I. Joe Cobra Troopers where they had the harness on their chest. You know, they had the belt, but then they had the two straps. It was almost like, they almost looked like suspenders, and I kind of like that look. So I had a spare set of Hydra harnesses from my Marvel Legends bin, and I took that, and the thing is, it's a little bit shorter, so I had to like chop it up, modify it, and make the suspenders longer. And I also had a Cobra emblem, which I glued onto the front of the buckle. So if you look right there is the Cobra emblem on the belt buckle. And he looked kind of naked still. He looked like a standard Cobra Trooper. The only thing difference was the silver faceplate. So I wanted my Cobra Commander to look a little bit more regal. And I decided I was going to make him shoulder pads. So I made him shoulder pads. And there's kind of an asymmetry to his harnesses, which I don't mind, because this side has like, I think it's like ammo cartridges, but I don't really care. So I added that, added the shoulder pads, and he still didn't look complete. And I remember that the original figure here, if you look carefully, he has a cape on one of his shoulders. So I'm like, you know, I'll take that cape and I'll put it on this guy. So then I had to cut the cape. I had to modify the cape to fit perfectly on the back, and I got it first try. I was so proud of myself that I cut it out a perfect right angle and glued it on. And then he still wasn't complete. You know, this guy should feel like he's a leader, like a king or an emperor. And then I remembered that in the Masters of the Universe 2000 line, Tila comes with a Cobra Staff. And then I dug out the staff, and it's a perfect fit for Cobra Commander. It seems like it was like made for him. So that kind of completes the look overall. So yeah, it's a very different figure. It's not perfect, but for me, it's a different version of Cobra Commander that I kind of see in my head. Like, I love the stock figure. I think it's well designed. You know, it's very, very clean. It's not overdone. But there was just something about it that, I don't know. I look at it and it seems like he's the captain of like a cruise ship with a long dress attire. And I kind of wanted something that felt a little bit more militaristic, something that felt more aggressive, and it had a greater sense of authority. Like, this is awesome, but I just kind of wanted to change it up and just make a figure of my own. So, you know, the end result was this. You know, it's not perfect, but it's mine, and I don't know, I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, here's my custom G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Enemy Leader Cobra Commander. And let's just take a look at him one last time. Here's a front view of him. And then you can see his shoulder pads. He has the gold chain that connects them at the top. He has the swappable helmet, so if you want a much more modern helmet, you can still do that. And you create a semi-different look. And if you want to compare it with the OG stock one, you know, there's some similarities there. But you can remove this, put on this helmet to give him a much more 80s look. He has the Cobra belt buckle, straps and harnesses, shoulder pads. Here's a profile view from the side. Let's get him into focus. Here he is from the back. He has the duo colored cape, black on the exterior, red in the interior. Other profile view. He has the Cobra Staff that we see right here. This was taken from a Masters of the Universe 2000X Tila action figure. And yeah, it's my custom Cobra Commander. So, do you need one of these? I don't know. Depends if you're up for customizing it. Keep in mind, I had to so anytime I make a Cobra custom, like I made a Cobra female trooper, and I had to sacrifice the helmet piece. And the helmet piece is kind of like that key ingredient that makes the Cobra Trooper look like the Cobra Trooper. And I had to sacrifice it just so I could throw it onto this guy. So if you want to make, a modified Cobra Commander, or even if you just want to take the stock one and give it the much more retro looking head, just keep in mind that you're going to have to pull off a helmet from one of your troopers, and then he's going to look kind of naked without it. So, alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Thanks for dropping by.